tell you a story about Arno. Arno was in his early 30s, a deep technical expert in a mid-sized IT company. He was quiet, introverted, and frankly brilliant. Because he was the most talented person in the room, the company did what most companies do. They promoted him to manager. But here's what they didn't see. Arno was going through a divorce. He had 2 young children. He was already at capacity. Within 4 months, he was miserable. He didn't grow into the role, he shrank away from it. The peers he used to sit next to started avoiding him because he now had positional authority. He felt isolated, alone, drowning in admin, and so he retreated back into what he could control, his code, just to feel a sense of control. Arno wasn't a failure. The system was the failure. And if you're a leader watching this, there is an Arno right now in your building, in your organization. When we promote technical experts without a bridge, we see a very specific set of symptoms, and I call it the retreat. You'll see the manager fixing the team's mistakes late at night because it's just quicker to do it myself. You'll see them texting people who sit right next to them instead of having a brave conversation. When a manager does the work for their team instead of teaching them how to do it, they feel productive in the moment, but they are neglecting their team. They're not growing their people, and they're certainly not holding them accountable. And a neglected team eventually slides into distraction, derailment, and often misconduct. Does this sound like a high-performance culture to you? Or does it sound like an expensive way to burn out your best assets? Why does this keep happening? Because most organizations use hope as a leadership strategy. We promote based on tenure, past performance, and expertise. And we hope leadership readiness will just happen by osmosis. But leadership isn't a switch you flip. It's a capability you build. Too often, senior executives view training as an intervention, something you do to fix a broken team or a broken group. But if you're only training people after they become managers, you are already too late. You're trying to microwave a 5-course meal in 5 minutes. It doesn't work. Here is something I've learned in 20 years of doing this. Leadership is not loud. It's intentional. We live in a corporate world that rewards loud leadership, the bold, visible, high-energy moves. But the managers who actually drive your business unit's performance are often quiet. They are the ones setting and communicating clear objectives, giving feedback in the moment, holding regular one-to-ones, and connecting daily tasks to the big picture vision. They are the ones that don't explode when things go wrong. They lean in, they listen. They create the climate where the team can do great thinking and great work. Good managers are like gardeners. They create the conditions for performance. They understand what will grow where and plant and care accordingly. Gardening is not a loud activity. It's quiet, consistent, and backbreaking. And when the prize rose is blooming, targets are met, sales are completed, projects are delivered on time, you seldom recognize the gardener who pruned that rose 3 months before. When a manager spends 20 minutes listening to a team member who's struggling through an issue and potentially burning out, that doesn't show up on a spreadsheet, but it saves the company money in turnover, recruitment costs, presenteeism when that person doesn't quit. This work isn't sexy or loud, and it's often underrated. Senior execs see the hard numbers and the metrics, but often fail to connect those numbers to the quiet, consistent work of a good manager. Building a leadership system isn't loud either. It's not about big events with goodie bags. It's about making hard decisions to stop doing what everyone else is doing and start building a leadership system that your bench becomes ready before the vacancy opens. And instead of setting Arno up for failure, we set somebody else up for success. In the organizations we partner with, we don't wait for a promotion to start the journey. We use the emerging leaders journey to identify and prepare talent early. Not everyone who goes through it should be or will be a manager, and that's okay. We need technical experts who have high EQ, who can coach their peers instead of doing everything for them, and who can lead projects and build strong client relationships. By opening the door to anyone who wants to learn to lead, you create a pull system. You find out who wants to lead before you give them the keys to a team. Imagine a company where your experienced managers move into new complexities to support your growth strategy because they already have a successor waiting to step up. That isn't a dream, that's a system. If you want to stop the Arno cycle in your business, you have to start identifying and investing in potential earlier. When is the best time to start? 2 years ago. When is the second best time to start? Today. I've put together something to help you do exactly that. It's the High Potential Talent Checklist. It's not about who has the best technical skills. It's about the quiet, indicative behaviors that show that someone is ready to lead. But stop hoping that your leaders will figure it out on their own. And start building the system that guarantees they will. I'm Angela de Longchamps, CEO and founder of Inspired Leadership, and I'll see you in the next video.